Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. I'm Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, unpacking the latest sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. And now let us first look at the Caribbean Joel. David Visa scored 13 runs and restricted Oman to 10 in the Super Over after the match was tied in the end of each side's 20 overs. Namibia scored a nerve-shredding victory over Oman in their T20 World Cup Group B clash in Barbados after a low-scoring thriller was decided by Super Over. David Visa was the hero of Namibia in Sunday's late match, contributing 13 runs in the African Super Over total of 21 before restricting Oman to 10 runs with the ball in hand to seal a crucial win at the Kennington Oval. NMH staff Richard Botha and Brian Munango are in Barbados and compiled this footage for us.
Well, guys, the excitement is too much. The T20 World Cup has started off on a good note for Namibia. The game against Oman started off with us winning the coin toss, and then we took to the field, bowling amazingly. We saw Ruben Troppelman showcasing a lot of skill, doing really well in the first half. Although with the batting, we weren't on point. Starting off really slow, scoring only 47 runs in the first 10 overs compared to Oman, who got 60 in the first 10. It was a bit anxious, but the supporters, you could hear, were also screaming for Namibia, so I think that pushed the boys. And then we got back into the game. The game ended equally, and then we had to go to the Super Over, and there we know who to call. We called on David Visa. He stepped up. He hit a 6. He hit another 6. And the rest is history. I mean, 21 runs from him is fantastic. We couldn't ask for more. And he just got us that good win. We are very excited for our first game. We are very happy for that first win. Now we look forward to our next game with Scotland. So you guys should stay tuned for that one.
I was, first of all, I was a bit frustrated and annoyed that I missed out on that last ball. That was the first disappointment there. Then luckily we scampered a single to go into the Super Over, and then from there I think I was just in the zone from there. I wanted to rectify my mistakes. I wanted to go in there and be the guy to put in the big performance, and luckily for me the team entrusted me with that role, and I knew if I with the batting the Super Over, if I got 1 or 2 early boundaries, I could put them under pressure, and then we could try and just take it out of their reach. The pitch did play a little bit differently to what we expected, but that's still not an excuse. When you're in that position, the best teams in the world just go drive the nail and win there with 2 or 3 overs to spare. So we did make a little bit hard work for us. I even felt going to the last over only needing 5, we should have just knocked it off there, and then obviously things didn't go to plan, but we got the win in the end. We got the 2 points, and we've learned a lot of lessons, and now we've got to take that forward into our next game over here. No, I think, even though, like I said, only 47 after 10 overs, when you're only chasing 110, it just takes 1 or 2 big overs and then you're ahead of the game again. So, I think there wasn't any panic. We were calm the whole time because we understood that we were only 1 or 2 big hits, back from cruising the game. Unfortunately, I felt like we took it, waited a little bit too long before we started looking for those big hits, and we did put ourselves under a little bit of pressure at the end there. But also all credit to them. They summed up the conditions well, and they bowled well, and they put us under pressure, and at the end of the day it could have gone any way. I mean, we got lucky with that last ball there to scamper a single, and then Super Overs can go any way on the night. Look, I think we put in a really good bowling performance. I'm happy for someone like Ruben Troppelman who has been struggling for a little bit of form, but he came good tonight, and he just showed why he's such a good new ball bowler to get that swing. Our spinners have always been good, and I think our bowling unit was on song tonight. Batting wise, I think we just need to learn from this, but also put it in the past. You can't play games in the past, and once you look at what you did tonight, you understand where you could have gone better, then you need to move forward. We've got 2 or 3 days off, or not off, we've got 2 or 3 days before our next game, and we'll have a couple of training sessions to try and just rectify 1 or 2 things, and then come Thursday, I think, when we play Scotland, we're just going to have to go and make things right again.
A job well done to the Regional Eagles and our colleagues Brian Munango and Richard Botha that are currently in Barbados. Colleagues will be waiting for more from that side. Now onto the hit list. Brave Warriors coach Collin Benjamin is adamant that the players have had something to learn from their 1-1 draw against Lesotho in Soweto on Saturday. The new-look Brave Warriors started the international friendly without most of their regular stalwarts against a well-drilled Lesotho. It was, however, much more of an experiment for Benjamin to give some of his new selections their debut. The Brave Warriors opened the scoring in the second half through Erastus Kalula after the first half ended goalless. Namibia are set to play against Liberia on Wednesday and Tunisia Sunday 9 June at the Orlando Stadium in their ambition to qualify to the first ever FIFA World Cup. FNB Rio Falcon and FNB Western Suburbs both delivered shock upsets to properly stir things up at the conclusion of the first round of the Namibia Rugby Union Premier League. FNB Unam were unbeaten front runners until Saturday's match 8, but their 17-21 loss at Rio Falcon opened the door for the students to be overtaken by FNB Wanderers to be in the top spot of the first time for the season. FNB Kurus held on to their third position but would also not have expected to lose by 1 point 23-24 against Suburbs in Commersdale, which was the only second win of the season for Jackie Box men. Enjoy the highlights.
As hy, so ons bring vir van die hoogtepunte van hierdie Premier Liga wedstryd. Wanderers wat 'n hele klompie minute moes hard gewerk het voordat hulle uiteindelik hierdie eerste 3 gedruk het. Darius van Solms wat daar so die laaste aangekry van Andre van der Berg vir die 3. Andre van der Berg wat met die skuins doelskop geslaag het. 7-0 wat Wanderers daarmee voorgeloop het. En daarna was dit Siegfried Potgieter, die heel agter van Grootfontein wat met hierdie strafskopslag 7-3 die telling in daardie stadium van die eerste helfte. En daarna was dit Wanderers wat 'n bal op die grond gesteel het, buitgestuur het, daarna hulle vinnige manne toe, Nandi Karohombi wat die laaste aangegee vir die linkervleuel, Jurgen Meyer by sy spoed daar so aan die linkerkant trap af binne toe en hy gaan druk naby die pale vir Andre van der Berg om maklike skop te hê, wat hy ook deur die pale gestuur het. 14-3 was die telling toe in daardie stadium. Daarna was dit weer Siegfried Potgieter met 'n strafskop vir Grootfontein wat deur die pale was. 14-6 die telling in daardie stadium van die wedstryd. En toe Sharon Rousseau, die nommer 5 slot van Wanderers, wat daar te veel momentum het na 'n klompie fases wat Wanderers op hulle doellyn was. Uiteindelik Grootfontein dat hulle eerste 3 gaan druk het. Sterk dryfspel, sterk skram ook van Grootfontein die hele wedstryd. Nie 1 tree gegee in die hele wedstryd nie. En aangee wat daar wegkom vir die 3 wat uiteindelik afgerond word deur die buitesenter Neil Holtzhausen. En dit is Siegfried Potgieter se doelskop wat ook oor was net voor rustyd. Daar sien ons die rustydtelling met daai 3 wat vir Grootfontein terugbring om 19-13 terug in die wedstryd te kom in daai stadium. In die tweede helfte sien ons daar 'n hard hatting wat vir Grootfontein op die voorvoet gebring het. Bal kom vinnig uit die loskakel Damin Bassardien wat Fop aangestuur hier na die regterkant toe, die verdediging oorhoops gooi en sy 3 gaan druk daar langs die pale. Netjies se 3 gaan druk. Siegfried Potgieter het met hom ook geslaag en met hierdie doelskop wat oor was dit Grootfontein wat die voortou neem vir die eerste keer in die wedstryd na omtrent 60 minute in die wedstryd. Neem hulle die voortou met 1 punt 20-19. Dit was van toe was dit eintlik net Wanderers wat toe Ignis Tripodi wat van die lyn staan af daar weggebreek het en oor die doellyn gebeur het op sy eie. Die 3 gaan druk het. Andre van der Berg wat hom ook oorgeskop het daai 3. tussen die pale deur. En toe was dit Wanderers wat hierdie 3 gedruk het met hulle agterlyn, Danko Burger na Nanu Karombe. Ontglip daar sy verdediger en hy gaan druk self. Ontwyk daar die laagvat van Jaziel Mare. André van den Berg van die kantlyn af. Ook oorgeskop daai ene. Om die telling 33-20 te maak in daai stadium. En toe nog hierdie 3 van het skop af, loskop wat André van den Berg gevang het en daar vir Bradel Wessels oorgewerk het om in die regterkantste hoekie te gaan druk. Toe was dit hierso die center van Grootfontein, Jaziel Mare, wat daar wegkom en onder die pale gaan druk. Dit was die laaste 3 in die 80ste minuut. En daar die eindtelling wat dan eindig 38-25.
That was it from the NRU Premier League. We're looking forward for an intriguing second round. We will now visit the marketplace before we return with the weekend drop.
It's month-end magic time at WB. Get 4 Knorr 50-gram soup packs for just $19.99. 2-liter WB HB cooking oil for only $64.99. 1-liter Clover Ultra UHT milk for $19.99. 750-gram Crossan Blackwell mayonnaise for $37.99. And 1 kg Jungle Oats for just $39.99 when you use your Smart Buy card. See more unbelievable deals at www.voermanbrock.com. We care.
The King Prize Windhoek Gymnasium Lions beat Outerhouse Windhoek Afrikaans Private School by 10 points, which was 23-13 at the Office Park on Saturday to take the maximum 9 lock points and maintain their top position in the Standard Bank Under-19 Premier League. The score was level at 13-all when the whistle blew for half-time. Office fullback Carter Lobster got the scoreboard going with the successful penalties. Shortly before halftime, Lobster went over in the corner after an excellent move and converted his own try for 13-13. Our NTV production team compiled these highlights for us. Enjoy.
Reg, so ons kyk na sommige van die hoogtepunte wat ons gesien het in hierdie wedstryd. Want ek hoorskool wat meeste van die wedstryd in beheer was. McHenry Kambatuka, hulle kaptein wat 'n sterk wedstryd daar van die 8ste man posisie af gehad het. Daai was bal was baie se eerste 3 gedruk deur Valentino Simon. Hy steek in 'n 3, hy het 'n goeie wedstryd gehad. Antoa Klein wat ook 'n bietjie beheer probeer neem het, daar van die heel agterposisie af later loskakel toe geskuif. Geslag met sommige van sy skoppepale toe, daai ene was oor. Dit was 'n Walvisbaai wat in daai stadium voorgeloop het met 8-0. Hier is via se verdediging wat daar goed gevaar het. En dit was via wat volgende op die telbord was. Hulle self al oorgewerk het vir 'n 3. Daai man wat net kort geduik was en toe vinnig deur die hande gevat vir die nommer 4 slot. Isaiah Kazandovi wat daai 3 gedruk het. Eerste 3 vir WAS. So het hulle tikskoppie gevat. En McHenry Kambatuka wat daar deur al die verdedigers gebreek het vir sy eerste 3 van die wedstryd. Joshua Moller se doelskop wat oor was. Ja, WAS wat rustyd met 10 punte voor was. Ons sien daar nog 'n doelskop deur Joshua Moller. Die tweede 3 wat die tweede 3 was gedruk deur Dominic Isaacs vir WAS. En WAS wat dan rustyd voor was met 21 punte teenoor 11, 10 punte voorsprong. Walvisbaai wat teruggekom het in die wedstryd met die na rustyd ook weer 'n 3 gedruk. Daar sien ons Antoa Klein se 3 van 'n tikskoppie, 'n vinnige tikskoppie gevat om hy 3 te gaan druk. Hy het hom oorgeskop ook 7 punte bygevoeg. Sien ons skop wat oor is. En die telling in daai stadium wat dan 18 punte vir Walvisbaai was en 21 vir WAS. En daar sien ons sterk loopie deur Xavier Bampton, die linkervleuel van WAS. Hierdie keer as hy geduik. Daai keer is hy gekeer, hy het nie 'n 3 gedruk daar nie. Wel eers later sy 3 gekry. Hierso as hy die lyn staan, oorgooi en die bal wip reg vir WAS se loskakel Joshua Moller en hy gaan druk onder die pale, skop self ook oor. Doelskop is tussen die pale deur. En WAS wat dan die telling wat aangroei het. Hierso het ons gesien die afskop wat Kambatuka raak gevang het, klop so 2, 3, 4 manne. Nog stamp die laaste man ook af, Antoa Klein, en hy hardloop reguit deur pale toe. Net ondersteuners wat by is van sy spanmaats. En goeie loopie daar deur McHenry Kambatuka. Hierso is dit Antoa Klein wat daar in besit betrap is. En van daai posisie af, WAS wat aangeval het. Dominic Isaacs, die skramskakel wat sy manne daar na die linkerkant toe wegstuur. Xavier Bampton en hy gaan druk die 3. Kon rustig omdraf pale toe. Druk hom onder die pale vir Joshua Moller se doelskop. Telling in daai stadium 42-18. Dit was ook Ethan Sinden, die regtervleuel wat ook 'n 3 gedruk het. WAS wat hom daar oorgewerk het. En dit is Joshua Moller wat van die kantlyn af netjies daar die skop deur die pale gestuur het. En WAS wat hierna nog 1-3 gedruk het, weer McHenry Kambatuka wat sy pad vind daar na die doellyn toe. Laaste 3 vir WAS gewees. Laaste doelskop waargeneem deur die 12 center Eljo Strauss. Daar sien ons die eindtelling 56 punte vir WAS, 18 vir Walvisbaai Privaat Hoërskool. Ja, dan al wat ons hier vir julle het hier van Vegkop af. Ons sal later vanmiddag natuurlik ook vir die klapwedstryd bring. Wanderers teen Grootfontein daar van Wanderers se veld af. En dit dan eers al tot 'n volgende keer. Baie geluk, goeie wedstryd vir jouself en vir jou span ook. Ja, so hoe voel jy oor vandag se wedstryd?
Ek is trots op my ouens. Ons het bietjie in die eerste jaar bietjie gesukkel, maar we dug deep en op die ou einde toe kom ons terug. Toe sê ons sal nie opgee nie. Dis Vegkop ons tuis en ja, ons is baie lief vir die plek en ons sal nooit hier opgee nie. Ja, ek is trots op die boys en ja, vandag is verby en ons het nog goals waar ons moet achieve en ja, So ons kyk vorentoe en ons is dankbaar.
Okay, so julle het natuurlik nog 'n paar ouens wat ook nog kan later terugkom met beserings en skorsings en so aan wat kan terugkom. So ek voel die dinge lyk goed vir julle vir die seisoen.
Ja, dinge lyk goed sover, maar ons is net fokus op die play-offs. Soos nou, ons klim net daai trappies, stap vir stap en ja.
So julle volgende wedstryd is wanneer en teen wie?
Ek dink is teen Morea na die vakansie. Ja.
Sterkte vir julle.
Dankie.
Goed gaan.
Well done from the NTV team covering that under-19 rugby league, as well as to Standard Bank that keeps on supporting that league. Our international correspondent Ari Ogat is on standby with the latest international news after the break.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. This is week 2 of the Roland Garros. It's the French Open. It's close to the quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals coming weekend. And news from the men's division, it is Yannick Sinner, the number 2 seed. He safely threw at a tough game against a French opponent, Corentin Moutet, and he won in 4 sets. That is Yannick Sinner through to the quarterfinals. Also number 3 seed, that is Carlos Alcaraz, and he beat Felix Auger-Aliassime of Canada quite comfortably, 6-3, 6-3 and 6-1, also through to the quarterfinals. He will have a tough game in the quarterfinals. He needs to play against the 9th seed, that is Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece. Very good form he showed on clay this season so far. He beat Matteo Arnoldi of Italy in 4 sets, and that game will be played on Tuesday. That is Alcaraz against Tsitsipas. On the women's side of the draw, Southern African or African concern, it is Ons Shobia of Tunisia. She's the only African in the tournament on the women's side of the draw, and she's through to the quarterfinals as well. Beat Clara Towson 6-4, 6-1, and then a great result for Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff of America showing good form, one of the early favourites, and she beat Elisabeth Cosentini of Italy quite comfortably 6-1 and 6-2. And it is Iga Swiatek that's also through to the quarterfinals, and also good result for Marketa Vandrosova. She beat Olga Daniklov. She beat her by 6-4 and 6-2. And so it will be Iga Swiatek playing against Vandrosova in the quarterfinals, and Vandrosova is the current Wimbledon champion. Going on to golf news, it was the US Open for women that was concluded over the weekend. A good result, great result for Yuko Sasa, and she's from Japan. Great achievement. She's only 22 years old, but won her 2nd US Open already. Youngest ever to win to US Open by the age of 22. She ended up with a total of -4 for the 4 rounds, and she beat compatriot of Japan into 2nd place. It's Haya Shibalu of Japan. She was -1 in 2nd position. Canadian Open for men on the PGA. Great story for Robert McIntyre of Scotland. He won the Canadian Open by 1 shot. He was 16 under par. But the great story of this tournament was that his father was his caddy. His father don't normally caddy for him. He came over just for this one tournament, and they actually won the tournament. So great to have father and son celebrate together the victory of Robert McIntyre. His dad's name is Dougie. And to conclude today's international sports news, it is cricket news from the T20 World Cup cricket for men in the West Indies and in the United States. It's Namibia off to a good start, beating Oman in the first game. They play against Scotland on Thursday. But other interesting news from the tournament is that organisers confirmed that security has been tightened for the games being played in New York. Games being played there from the 3rd of June to the 12th of June. And it seems a bit extreme as well, because the security company confirmed that there will be snipers all all around the ground for all the games being played there. It seems a bit harsh, but they say that is for the safety and security of all the spectators and the players. One high-profile game that's going to be played on the 9th of June will include Pakistan that play against India. So that is a bit of a security risk, apparently, according to the United States. So snipers around the cricket ground, that's all new in a World Cup, but that's reality, I suppose, of world sport at the moment. That's international sport for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we'll talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
And that brings us to the end of today's show. Goodbye, and please do not forget to keep warm.